This is Rob Rowan. I'm glad to be back here in St. Pete to share my book, Defining Moments. I think you're going to enjoy this. It's a book about 15 people's inspirational journeys. And I'm going to be talking at 2 p.m. and telling the stories. And I'll be joined by Peter van den Broeke, a Belgian military officer who's one of the participants in the book.
what I'm talking about. Be ready. Today we're going to make a joyful noise. Are you ready? Yeah. All right, so it's going to be like spiritual Zumba. So I need you to get up on your feet. And we're going to walk it out. Ready? Here we go. Oh, I was wrong. Here we go. Here we go. Walk it out. Take it back. Walk it out. Take it back. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no.
I'm not worried about a thing, 'cause I know you are guiding me. Where you lead, God, I will go. I have no fear, 'cause I know who's in control.
There's no limit to what I can do, 'cause it all belongs to you. Yes, it all belongs to you. You're almighty and all powerful, and it all belongs to you. Yes, it all belongs to you. Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no.
I'm not worried about a thing, 'cause I know you are guiding me. Where you lead me, God, I will go. I have no fear, 'cause I know who's in control. There's no limit to what I can do, 'cause it all belongs to you. Yes, it all belongs to you. You're almighty and all powerful. Yes, it all belongs to you. Yes, it all belongs to you.
Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. He's in control. There's no limit to what I can do, 'cause it all belongs to you. Yes, it all belongs to you. You're almighty and all powerful, and it all belongs to you. Yes, it all belongs to you. There's no limit to what you can do, 'cause it all belongs to you. Yes, it all belongs to you. You're almighty and all powerful. Yes, it all belongs to you. Yes, it all belongs to you. Walk it out. Take it back. 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 When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. 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 Walk it out. Take it back. To the side. To the side. Walk it out. Take it back. Let's go.
Yes. When Spirit says yes, you can't say no. How many of you tried to say no? Doesn't work very well, does it? Doesn't work very well at all, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. I mean, they got it going on, you know, and I could feel some of you. I'm psychic. I just don't do it for a living. And I could feel some of you that are here for the first time going, is this for real? You know, these people, they'll be doing this and that. It is. And every week, you never know exactly, you know, what you're going to get. That's for sure. Wow, what a pleasure to see you. What a pleasure to be seen, right? What an amazing, energetic, this is the most energetic, innovative, from the heart spiritual community I've ever had the good privilege to stand in front of with a microphone. And it is an honor to see you today. And some of you know if you can go to football games, you can also come to church. Hello. Give yourself a standing ovation. I'm honored today to be sharing with Reverend Christy Hardwick, who is incredible, and also our beloved Dean of ILI, Dr. Aileen Curtin. Yes. So for those of you that are visiting us for the first time today, some of us found you when you were coming in and gave you the information so we could be connected with you and give you a mala bracelet. If you did not receive one, would you please raise your hand so our ushers can find you? That's God calling me. I meant to talk to God earlier, but thank you, Teresa. I think I want to give my little girl one today. Can we do that? Little beloved Miracle, give her a mala bracelet. Miracles in the house. So we want to know how we can support you. We have various online activities and experiences, but we are here for the collective of the individuation of God coming together. So we have opportunities to connect with you on many different levels. If you're online, you can go to firstunity.org/free gift. And what matters to us is we want to hear where you're from. We have people in Korea, Vietnam, California, Colorado, all over the country. And we love that you're part of our expanded community. You know, we love we're omni-local. You understand that. And what happened when COVID first started, just so you hear the real story of what happened when COVID first started, is a lot of communities said, what can we do to get by during this time? And our board said, how can we raise our bar beyond any bar and reach people throughout the world, because no one was coming in, yes? So let's give our Board of Trustees a great big hand and appreciate them so much. We are still bringing together our YES department, Youth Experiencing Spirit, and we are visualizing that we have kids up and down the street wanting to be part of this wonderful teaching, just like so many of us feel fortunate to have had it in the younger days of our lives. I'm still younger, but I know what you mean. There you go. And welcome to our online ministry of education that First Unity created with me and Dr. Aileen and many loving hands, ILI.
There, have you seen our website yet? The Institute for Leadership and Lifelong Learning International. Well, if you have not, I am here to invite you today to go to our website at illi.org. There you will see a host of courses on lifelong learning. And if you are a lifelong learner, then you might know that in the 21st century, lifelong learning may be more important for your brain than exercise will ever do for you. We have courses on the mind, the body, the spirit. If you are someone who loves to be in community with your neighbors, with your friends, I offer you a challenge today. Go to the website, purchase a course, and then invite your friends and your neighbors to share share in the experience with you. Every one of our courses is divided, so there is a curriculum, there are questions. It's a way that you can connect and do a study over a period of 4 to 6 weeks. Our courses are on health, on mind and body. We have a course on Qigong. We have a course on healthy living, mindfulness, meditation. And we also have a track for anybody who is interested in spiritual leadership and maybe going out into the world as a difference maker, maybe even becoming ordained as a spiritual leader. You can find all this information and much more. Please go to the website today. Do not delay any longer. Go to illy.org. Thank you.
All right, after spiritual Zumba, we're going to calm it down a little bit. Here we go. Me and all my friends were all misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing and there's no way we ever could. Now we see everything that's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. We just feel like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. So we keep waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's hard to beat the system when we're standing at a distance. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Now if we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, they would have never missed a Christmas. No more ribbons on the door. And when you trust your television, what you get is what you got. Cause when they own the information, oh, they can bend it all they want. That's why we're waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's not that we don't care, but we know this fight ain't fair. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Hey, we keep on waiting. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, we keep on. And that's why we're waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. One day our generation is gonna rule the population. We keep on waiting on the world to change. Now we keep on waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change.
World to change. Are you spiraling up or just spiraling when you're waiting on the world to change? Spiraling up. This idea that we can move through the things that are happening around us, but spiral up and away from the discord, from the dis-ease, from the distrust, from the divide. Yes? Spiraling up. I spent some time here in St. Petersburg at the World Affairs Conference. And did you know there was a World Affairs Conference in St. Petersburg? No. Yes, there is. It was actually amazing. The speakers were from all over the world. Every continent pretty much was represented. And they were talking about the issues of the day. And we, in New Thought traditions, we in Unity traditions, we don't hide ourselves from the world's conditions. We spiral up and see them from a different view. So they were talking about climate change. They were talking about corruption. They were talking about equity and equality and race and gender. All of these things that we are grappling with in the world. And each of the speakers, while they were talking about the scientific basis of things, the facts, the figures, the statistics, the trends, all those things could make you want to spiral down. But you know, every speaker, even those that were rooted in the idea of science and specificity around exactly what was happening on the planet, or exactly what was happening in race relations and equity and gender relations and all of the, as they call in yoga, vritti, the winds in the world are happening. Each of them had a message of possibility. So they spiraled up. They said, yes, we're floating around this and it looks a little bit like a drain, but there is a higher perspective. There's a higher perspective. We can go higher and we can look at it from that perspective and see the patterns and see the movement and know that if love is in charge, if energy of love is in charge, transformation happens. So even if it looks like this, love lifts, love moves, and we are the conduits for it. When you think about the idea of the electricity of the sun and the magnetism of the earth, we are electromagnetic beings and we are conduits for all that. And we are conduits for love. So when we look at things like climate change and relations and issues and greed and corruption and the things we notice out in the world, we notice them, we don't hide our face from them, but we spiral up and we transform them in ourselves and we become a vibration to transform them in the world. Are you willing to spiral up? Yes. Ashe.
Full of changes, and everything must change. We have to be ready for the change and not spiral out. Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone must change. Nothing stays the same. The young become the old. Mysteries do unfold. Oh, 'cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life that we can be sure of. Except rain comes from the clouds and the sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds, they do fly, fly. Winter turns to spring. The wounded heart will heal. Yes, it will. Never much too soon. Yeah. shafts. Rain comes from the cloud, and the sun lights up the sky. And hummingbirds, they will fly. All I know, oh, we know it that for sure the rain comes from the cloud, and the sun lights up the sky. And we know hummingbirds will fly, and fish will swim. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We know that the rain comes from the cloud, and the sun lights up the sky. And hummingbirds, they fly, 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 fly. Everything must change.
Thank you, Wanda Nero Buckler. She deserves another round of applause for that. As we now move into our prayer circle, I invite you now to close your eyes. Maybe you'd like to stand, maybe you'd like to stay seated, but take a few moments to just feel the earth that is beneath your feet. Feel your connection to the earth. I like to always pray in the Celtic tradition I was raised in. We breathe in God, we breathe in Spirit. Spirit is in everything. Spirit is in the sky, in the stars, in the trees. And just like you right now, as you're sitting here, connecting here in prayer, your way, take your next breath in and realize that you are breathing in the God of your understanding right now. The miracle is not that we can walk on water. The miracle is that we can connect with Spirit here in this present moment. So as you breathe in Spirit now, breathe out any fears, worries, feelings of lack or separation. Know that you are whole and complete only right here in this present moment. Breathe that in and out to you. Breathing in peace, breathing out peace. Breathing in joy, breathing out joy. Breathing in love, breathing out love. Breathing in health, breathing out health. Breathing in abundance, breathing out abundance. And as you follow your inhale and your exhale now, rest here in your heart center. Maybe place one hand over your heart. Feel your connection right here, right now, to Spirit. What is your ask? What is it that you need right now in this moment? Take the next few breaths to create your ask. Maybe talking to God or to Spirit, maybe listening. What do you need right now? Ask. Whatever you asked for, now release, knowing that this will unfold for you in the way it is meant to unfold for you. And as we give thanks and praise for the gift of life, that we are here right now with our feet touching the earth, I would like to seal in our prayer circle today with a Celtic prayer. As I say these words, feel these words coming to you, creating this blessing, this space around you. As they come through me to you. Deep peace of the running wave to all of you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth beneath your feet. Deep peace of the shining stars upon all of us here. And as we create this circle here, deep peace of the infinite peace within each of us as we take this out into the world to create peace, change, understanding, and enlightenment. And so it is. Namaste.
Come on and sing this last round with us. Clap your hands and give God a great big applause.
This week, in a musical moment in Black history, we feature 3 songs. Fix Me, Jesus Fix Me, Nobody Knows the Troubles I See, and Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. Many of the spirituals derived from the Freedom Trail had dual meanings. See if you can decipher the messages from these spirituals this week. I present to you Wanda Nero Butler and the First Unity Voices.
Oh, fix me. Oh, fix me, oh, fix me, Jesus, fix me. Fix me for my home on high. Fix me, Jesus. Oh, fix me. Fix me for the by and by. Fix me, Jesus. Oh, fix me. Because nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow. Nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Glory, hallelujah. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down. Oh, yeah, oh, Lord. Sometimes I'm almost to the ground. Oh, yes, Lord. So swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me
carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me. Oh, coming for to carry me home. Well, if you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home. Tell all of my friends that I'm coming to. Oh, coming for to carry me home. The angels are coming for to carry me home. Ancestors are coming home. Coming for to carry me home.
Like, not a good day to train. Thank you, God. To acknowledge geographical situations do not change a connection from the heart, unless you decide it does. But I would... if not the only, and definitely one of the few, if not in the nation, that our color of our community aligns with the color of our city. And that is because you were willing to change. You were willing to move from an all-white community and organ pipes and big white lecterns that people stood behind and move into an integrative with Judaic teachings. Our beloved Rob Rowan used to talk to me every Sunday about the Judaic teachings and the alignment. But you were willing to pave a course, though that we currently, I want to thank Ella Moorhead, who came here for years. I want to thank Linda McLeod, Hazel Mader, who were the trailblazers of those times. Elizabeth Lewis, who in the close to 2009, I believe, was our first African-American member of our board. She's now running boards in the afterlife, and proudly, I'm sure. That being said, the reason we're called first is not to ego trip. We've been to prayer many times to even consider dropping off the first, but we didn't want to be part of canceling because that's our history. Because in the 50s, someone wanted to nominate the only black person that came here to be on the board. And there was an upset. Because keep in mind, a city and a global culture had not caught up with reality. And so the group of people left and started Unity Temple of Truth. And then in the 70s, another split, but not because of race, but misunderstanding. And then other communities since then. We've done a great job supporting things moving on and changing. Yes? But I wanted to honor this team. It touches my heart because this is an important part of life. Don't ever forget the work it took you and the intention and the effort to get where you are today. Celebrate the work. Don't go, oh, we're here and now we're over there. No. Honor the work that many people before you have put forth so you get to come in here and enjoy. Whether it's in your life or your spiritual community or in your educational component, whatever it is. I'm talking with you, not down at you, but it's important. We're too quick to say, oh, now we're over here, isn't that nice? That's some sweat equity right there, let me tell you. You know what I mean? Right? When somebody comes here and they haven't been here in a while and they go, those songs are long. It's like, welcome to the new church. Welcome to the Rising Star. Welcome to a black board president. Welcome to a African American music director, band members, and an executive director, wherever she is, over there. Because the culture has changed. Give yourself a standing ovation. So a little boy walks up to a great pianist like Eric. And give Eric a hand, it's okay. And he said, I would give my life to play like you do. And the man said, son, I have given my life to play this way. I have given my life to stand for what I believe. I'm speaking for all of us. I've given my life to stand for a unique, original identification of God, an individuation of spirit. I have given my life to it, haven't you? Haven't you? I mean, make some noise about yourself. Given my life about that. And whatever it is in your field, in your aura that you're going, I still desire that. I still long for that. Be willing today to step forward and say, I am willing to commit my life to that. Because that decision alone creates the domino effect for all things to happen accordingly thereafter, just like we explained to you. Change. Dr. Martin Luther King said that the most segregated time in America is at 11 a.m. in churches. Not this one. Why? Because we were willing to dedicate our lives to not pay attention to gossip, opinions. I call them UFOs, unfounded opinions. And my comment is, thank you for sharing. There you go. I know I'm working on the tone of that. A little boy is working with his mom. She's in the other room, and he finds this very old Bible that belonged to his family, and he holds it up and opens it up, and a big old tired-looking leaf falls out. He said, "Mom, I found something in the Bible." And she said, "Well, what is it, son?" He said, "I'm not sure, but I think it's Adam's underwear." He was coming from what he knew, what he had been told, and what he heard. He was coming from what he knew, what he had been told, and what he had heard. And in that consciousness, you want to be aware that anytime you're coming from what you know, what somebody told you, or what you heard, you're only in about 10% of your capability of who you are. Of who you are. Because when you live your life from what you heard, what you think you know, what somebody told you, you're not living your life. You're living their life. You're living the pastor's life. You're living see, I can't even say it. I've been away from religiosity. Thank you for sharing. The medical life. You're living a life of a statistic, and you are downplaying the possibilities of what your soul came here to be. Alvin Toffler would say that the illiterate of the 21st century has nothing to do with people who can't read and write. It has nothing to do with that. It's about highly educated people that are unwilling to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And that is why we spend our time year after year after year in this teaching in our own personal lives, is that we dig deeper into what is required of me to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And it's not one time at a study group. It's not 7 weeks of Spirit Expressing. Trust me, it's every day. Every day that the windows show up in your life, the mirrors show up in your life, kind and unkind, to draw something deeper out of you if you are willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Are you willing? Are you willing? Very, very powerful reality. As a man was watching another man catching fish. And he looks over there, and the man would catch a fish, and he would hold up something. He thought it was a ruler, but he'd hold it up, a big sizable fish, and the man would then throw it back in the water. So the man went over and said, "Look, I know it's not really my business. I'm just curious. Usually people are here, fishermen are here, and they want the big fish. Is there something you could teach me, or I'm not aware? Those fish have bones if they're bigger?" And the man goes, "No, I don't have a thing to do with it. Reason I keep throwing them back, I measure it. It's too big for my pan. It won't fit in my pan. So I throw it back." And that's the secret of your moving forward, my moving forward in our life. Except we're not into fish and pans. We're talking about the fact that your consciousness changes. You change. You're not the same person today that you were yesterday. Your cells have changed. Your blood has changed. Everything has changed. And when something is wanting to fit that won't fit in your consciousness pan, you need to move on. And let it be, because the pain comes from forcing that vegan fish into the pan. It comes from forcing your evolving consciousness into something smaller of your life. Are you resonating with that? I don't know. I'm having this marriage relationship with this thing, so please forgive me. My ears shrunk last night. It's real important to recognize that the things aren't coming together not because you're too small, but because you have expanded to something larger. It's likened to, some of us girls that the blue jeans get too tight. There's very few things as painful. You've seen it. You get on the floor. I don't know what that's about. You even lay on the floor and try to pull the zipper, and then you get your wife, your husband to help you pull it together. That's what it looks like in your mind. That's why it's so silly. That's what it looks like in your consciousness, because you have outgrown that. And then you move on. You move on. A wife calls her husband. He answers his cell. He's on 275, and she says, "Honey, be aware today. There's a madman on 275. It's on the news." He said, "Oh, honey, there's not just one. There's hundreds of them coming at me. Coming at me." Well, do you feel that way sometimes now with so many things coming at you? You're one individuation of God. You're one solid present of the truth. You're one activated, self-actualizing human being, expanding, and you have hundreds of other identities and opinions and things coming at you. I mean, I don't know who can tune in to the news. I don't know, while at the same time holding a space of namaste, om, all is well. Because I tell you, if you make it through COVID, there's now a fourth thing coming, and then if you make it through that, or then if you make it through the most severe weather in the world. Now it's the most severe in the world. Maybe coming. And if you make it through all that, and you live in Florida, a shark's going to eat you up because you went over across the street from the beach, and they got out of the water and they came and got you. And we laugh, but I'm sad to say that's about close to the truth. Let us keep training you people to be herded, to be afraid, to be inadequate, to be pitiful, to be little, because we gotcha. We gotcha. Well, I'm here to tell you, they aren't getting me. Are they getting you? Because I've spent my life trying to play this piano, and I am not surrendering my flag now, rainbow or otherwise. Are you? Are you going to surrender your flag? No, you might be fascinated with the separation and the division with COVID. Get real. We've been being trained the whole time we've been born to be divided with a people, with a color, with a sex, with a choice, with retail, with what you like, with this energy, with the medical association, with the fact that your insurance won't pay for your good stuff, but they'll pay you to die. We have been divided all our freaking lives if we let it. This is not new. COVID isn't new. It's another new thing that's coming, that's sweeping the world, that says we are dividing you so we can own you. Those of us that have survived color, being called names, sexuality, dismissed from family, no one talking to us because we are homosexual. This is one of many. Please don't forget that. Use your mind. Allow yourself, be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind. Stand boldly. And don't walk away from here and say, I said those things don't exist. I didn't say that. They don't have to enslave you. They don't invite you to stop using, as I say and have said for many years, spirituality is not meant to replace freaking common sense. You know, you just test yourself. BB's the love of my life, yes. Ooh, I'm glad that checked yes. Woo! Give her some love. So, they always want a title way in advance. You know, I don't know who I was going to be this morning, but I put Pebble in the shoe. Pebble in the shoe. Often when you feel that something isn't working in your life, and you know the law is always working, it's invoking and inviting you to look broader and bigger. We're going through that right now. You're looking, something happened, it jolted you. Whoa! Most people go into, why God? What's going on? Are you mad at me? Do you love me? You love me? It's not related to that at all if you're a new thought. It's related to opening your heart more. It's related to expanding yourself more. And a lot of times people, when their lives aren't working, they'll go and sign up with a therapist, which I think can be very proactive. But when you're going to a therapist and you don't know what's wrong with you and you're just at the mercy of sitting with somebody that's meeting you for the first time, often they want you to take the pebble out of your shoe from your childhood. You don't have to go all the way back to your childhood to take the pebble out of your shoe. You can take the pebble out of your shoe on the way home in the car. You can take the pebble out of your shoe where you live, because it's right there. You understand that? You don't have to go all the way back to take a pebble that happened all that long ago, because the better way to do it, and this is my humble opinion, the better way to do it is you call forth Great Spirit and say, if anything or any memory or any healing or anything or an action or a person or a small person that got their power by saying things about me, or an experience or whatever it is, or a family that doesn't get me, whatever it is, when you call forth Great Spirit in your prayer work, it will reveal itself to you at the time it is ready to be revealed. And when it does, it's called freedom, because you will be free from it then. But if you go somewhere and just start digging a hole, I'm looking for a pebble, it doesn't work that way. And even if you make a temporary change, it will not be permanent, because it naturally and organically did not reveal itself to you at the most important time. The whole world is often designed to grow up in a dysfunctional family. Why? So you become your own person. Why? So you may question authority, the people around you, those big people, because that is the law of evolution. All the new ones born are so much smarter than those of us that are here. I can't hold a candle to Miracle. I mean, she outsmarts me, borrow none. And my best thing is to say to her, teach me. Not, I'm going to tell you what my parents taught me. I'm going to tell you the way I did it. We didn't do that, and that's the way we're going to do it. Because that's the way my parents taught me, and that's the way I'm going to do it. Because I don't like how I am, but I want to make you the same way. So we can do therapy together, and we can just suffer together, and then we just blown together in a little club of dysfunction. And then in that, then people bring their dysfunction and they make the ministers and the leaders their parents. Oh, God, help us. Because of that projection. Are you with me? It's projection. It's your perception. So you pray every day, divine, beloved Spirit of God, allow my perception to see things now according to who I am now. Yes? We were saying the other day, because we're just about packed, as we're leaving our home that has served us for many years, and we're finding all these memories, you know, little mementos. And we see a picture of Barbara's sister, Celeste. That girl, she is crazy, in a fun way crazy. And so we flew into New York, and we were all excited, and we just couldn't wait, and we were going to meet at Celeste's daughter's apartment and go see it, because it was new, and we couldn't wait to see Alexa, and we couldn't wait to see her dog Lexi, and we were just, we were full of ourselves, just how tourists can be. And so we meet Celeste in the lobby, and she says, "Oh, this is wonderful." She says, "Oh, and by the way, there's Lexi with the dog walker, this little Maltipoo." "Oh, there's Lexi." Barbara and I go running over to Lexi, petting all over her and hugging on her. "Oh, we're so glad to be visiting you from Florida, our little niecey Maltipoo. How you doing, kissy, kissy, kissy?" And the man's looking at us like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." And so we go back, and Barbara looks at the man, which if you know her, you know this is her. She goes, "Aren't you supposed to be walking the dog?" We go back to Celeste, and she is like in a fit laughing. She goes, "That wasn't Lexi." I played a trick on you. Those of you that didn't follow that, you can watch on YouTube later, I understand. But that's what your perception will do if you let it. It will trigger things that feel familiar when they're not. It will allow you to have an out-of-body experience about something that will remind you of something else when that isn't the way it's designed to be, you see. And so it's in that energy field that you learn to take spaces between the moments of your life and the encounters, and you make sure that they fit the who you have become. It's so important to make sure that they fit the who you have become. It has truly been, I can tell you, I don't fit in the same heart clothes that I did when I started here as a little kid in my 40s here at First Unity. I'm not much over 40, stop. No, I'm proud to be 63 years old. I've already doubled my life expectancy, because based on how I did those 15 years, that big Pebble I've told you about, I wasn't destined to be here, but my soul was. But it has been an amazing journey, instructive, all kind and unkind, because that's what life is. And we learn, and we grow, and we expand. And we continue to get a new frying pan of our consciousness of what that looks like and what that feels like to have that experience. Gene Houston told a story about a man that was very aggravated, and he went and he looked at the sky and he said, "God, what is it with you? I don't understand. What is it with you, God? I don't get it. I don't have the love of my life. I don't have the job I've always wanted. I don't have the abundance I've craved in my life. I don't get it. God, why don't you do something?" And the skies parted. And God said, "I did do something. I sent you." I'm so glad that all of you were sent. God bless you. Bless you. Bless you. Not on.
But it's okay. I'm just grateful that we're not waiting for the world to change. That every day we get to be change agents. We get to be difference makers. And Reverend Temple.
My microphone is working. I'm sorry yours isn't.
It's okay. I just wanted to say that under your leadership, not only has First Unity Spiritual Campus changed, but St. Petersburg has changed, Tampa Bay has changed, and the world has changed. So thank you. If we're not changing, what are we doing? And you've changed? I've changed absolutely because of Reverend Temple. We all have. You know, each week our message of hope, of inclusion, of unity, goes not only to the Tampa Bay area, but to the globe. We have people that visit with us from China, the Philippines, Kuwait. I read last week where praise and worship is almost illegal to do in Kuwait, and yet they're watching us. Thank you. And we're all doing that because of you. Your donations, your tithes, your offerings, your contributions allow us to take that message to the entire world. For those of you who've already gotten your bracelets, thank you so much. For those of you who want to get them, I'll be right at the box office at the end, and you can get yours today. This Tuesday is Tuesday, and we are agreeing and affirming that our angels are guiding us. That's what we're affirming, so we invite you to join us with that. We've made it very convenient for you to give. You can text to give. You can also use the QR code that is on the offering plate. You can go through our app and click on the yellow heart, and of course you can mail. So why don't you join me in affirming our abundance prayer, and if you'd stand please. Thank you so much. The abundance of God is my infinite source. I now open my mind and my heart to give and receive all God's good, all God's prosperity, all God's abundance. As God as my source, all things are possible, and so it is. Thank you.
Gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I turned up the winter coat of my favorite winter coat, the wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street, not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their needs?
A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. Na 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 na. Selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize there are some with no home, not a nickel to loan. Could it be me pretending that they're not alone? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed out dream. Washed out dream. They follow the pattern of the wind you see. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. A better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's time to change. Reverend Temple, please stay right there. If you all will indulge me. It is so hard sometimes to change. And you know why? Because it takes courage, especially when you are going against the flow. And so, Reverend Temple, on behalf of the staff, the Board of Trustees, the ministers, the chaplains, the volunteers, everyone who's ever walked through these doors, thank you for thinking not only enough of yourself, but enough of us and your calling to be bold, to take the step and to make the change, because we're here because of it. Thank you. And Bibi. Thank you for everything that you are and who you are. Come on up. And who you've been that allowed us to have and to enjoy Reverend Temple for all these years. Thank you for everything and who you are.
And I want to honor the mother of Miracle, Teresa, come up. The mother of our goddaughter,
Miracle.
Who would we be without Miracle? Yes.
Thank you so much.
We love you all, yes.
It's important that we acknowledge and honor you while you're here, so thank you.
Thank you.
There's a lot.
We've been talking about so much about change and people changing. You may sit down, please. Be comfortable. Thank you. But I want to tell you about those people that don't change. A couple months ago, the church went through real tough crisis. And nothing new. We all go through difficult times in our lives. But I remember a story years ago, a true story, in 1962, when the United States went into a crisis with Russia against the Cuban Missile Crisis. And the true story is, at that time, on that Sunday, when the Russians turned their ships around, John Kennedy was looking out the window in the White House and just thinking, didn't say anything at the moment, and he was just thinking about how close we came to a difficult situation. And what occurred was his brother, Bobby, who was the Attorney General at the time, looked at his brother and said, "If you ever go to the wall again, I want to go with you." And a couple months ago, when this congregation went through their own crisis, the people that are sitting here today and those who could not be here but watching, they said to Reverend Temple Hayes, "If you go to the wall again, I want to sit with you and I want to stay with you." And I think that's so important, because you didn't listen to the rumors. What you listened to was what Reverend Temple taught us over many, many years. At the first sign of something didn't feel so good, or rumors that were going around, you questioned it and you said, "You know what? Reverend Temple Hayes wouldn't say that. Reverend Temple Hayes, the board, they wouldn't do that." It didn't make sense. But those people that were small-minded and really didn't listen to the words that Reverend Temple had talked about for years flew out that door. There's a saying that you need to bless the people that choose to leave your life, because they make room for the people that deserve to be there. And I just want each of you to know, because you really have listened to Reverend Temple, and you've listened to that inner spirit within yourself, you deserve to be sitting where you are. Yeah. God bless you.
There's a lot happening on campus this week, and it begins today. After service today at 2 o'clock, we have Rob Rowan. Please stand. He is going to be part of our Arts 464 author showcase with his book, Defining Moments, and Reverend Temple even has a chapter in there. So he's going to be in 300, and it's really easy. You go through the hall, through Spice Routes, through Living Green, that's also here today, and then you'll get to 300, and that starts at 2 p.m. Some dates that I'd love you to keep in mind: March 6th is going to be our annual meeting, and that's going to be right here after service. And then two things that I'm excited about: March 20th, our spring equinox, and it's going to be an entire day event. And then again, our Easter service that's going to be coming up as well. There's so much happening, so much life, and we're going to continue to be the change agents that we are, because that's who we are. And so,
can I add one more thing?
Absolutely.
We have Joe McQuinlan coming on March the 13th. He lost his son. His son died at 19 in a drowning. And his son then came back and helped him write a book. And so if you know of anyone, which means most people that you know that are going through some kind of grief, it's going to be wonderful on Sunday afternoon, March the 13th. He's coming here to share his books with you and his son, Chris. So beautiful. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everyone, please stand and join with us in the peace song.
Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, very all are we.
Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony.
Now there is peace on earth. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my choice now. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. With me.
And peace begins
Right here.
and right now. Let us affirm together our unity prayer. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And in the spirit of Ubuntu, I am because we are. We are because I am. Many, many blessings, everyone.